to Right Honorable T.S. Starmer, MP, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, number 10 Downing Street, London, SW1A 2AA. We, the undersigned members of the Nigerian British community and concerned advocates for justice and human rights, issue this communique to urgently appeal for the intervention of the British government in ongoing unlawful detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a British citizen and the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, who has been held in Nigeria since 2021 in defiance of multiple court orders. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted in Kenya in June 2021 under circumstances that violated international law, including the prohibition of extraordinary rendition. He was forcibly transferred to Nigeria, where he has since been detained by the Nigerian authorities. Despite rulings by the Nigerian Court of Appeal and other competent courts ordering his immediate and unconditional release, the Nigerian government has refused to comply, thereby undermining the rule of law and judicial independence. This continued detention not only contravenes Nigeria's constitutional and international legal obligations, but also raises grave concerns about the safety, health, and the human rights of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We have contacted MP Abena upon Asero over this issue concerning incarceration of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by the Nigerian government, and she had taken steps to ensure the matter is resolved. MP Abena has taken the matter to the UK Minister of State, Baroness Chapman, to ensure the matter is resolved and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. We are following up the matter to ensure Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released and will be updating the general public. As a British citizen, his case warrants the urgent attention and protection of the United Kingdom, particularly in the light of the clear violation of due process and the disregard of judicial authority. We respectfully call upon Prime Minister Keir Starmer and British government to publicly and diplomatically urge the government of Nigeria to comply with its own court release and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without further delay. Engage relevant international bodies and legal mechanisms to ensure accountability for the extraordinary rendition and ongoing detention. Reaffirm the United Kingdom's commitment to rule of law, human rights, and the protection of its citizens abroad. This is not mere legal matter. It is a moral imperative. The continued silence or inaction in the face of such injustice risks embodying impunity and eroding the credibility of democratic institutions across the Commonwealth, which Nigeria is part of it. We trust that the United Kingdom, as a beacon of democratic values and a long-standing partner of Nigeria, will rise to this occasion with principled leadership and moral clarity. Signed, Honorable Ejike Ikezuagu, organizer, Concerned Nigerians for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, with my number and also the email. So, this is the communique that we are going to be taking up to the press and be taking it off in all angles we can legitimately, not illegal, pushing it, putting pressure in government. What we are doing is adding up to the pressure already every one of us has been doing. It's not one-man business. It's a collective effort. Any little you know you can do it. Don't say this person has never done it. Do that little you can. The object now is to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the primary object. If we can get him released, the rest of that will come follow. So we are not saying or pursuing shadows or pursuing two things at a time whereas we are not achieving anything. we are focusing to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been in detention since 2021, going to 5 years now. It's ridiculous and it's very, very annoying and it's very regrettable. So today we are here with the wife, and I'm happy to see you, madam. I'll give you a mic to pour out your spirit, your mind, whatever you want us to know or whatever, however, let us know before we can now. We don't mind if after that you can still go home if you want, because I know you are this thing, you can still go if you want, we can still follow us to submit the letter that we are about to submit. Thank you very much. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
Thank you very much, Mazi AGK. We have gathered here today not because we don't know what to do with our time, but it is because we're here to speak to powers to look into the injustice going on in Nigeria. As you may have heard over time, we've been to the court here in the UK, and the UK government still has their part to say they can't do anything, and we can't get them to do anything. And over years, we've gone to places. You have the United Nations Working Group that has given their opinion, asking Nigerian government to release my husband, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But knowing Nigeria as they are, they've paid deaf ears to this very opinion. We have the appeal court judgment that acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, yet they held him there because they are the ones with him. They have him and they can do. Nigeria is where you do whatever you want, however you want it, and whenever you want it. So they are the one holding on to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, holding him so tight, regardless the judgments from the court, lower court. They've gone to the Supreme Court, even though they are being ruled and maneuvered by the executive powers. Regardless, they did say something. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's bail was ought not to have been revoked, and that the trialing the law that they're using to trial Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is wrong, asking them to change it. So even though the Nigerian government has amended the charge several times, more than 10 times, they still have not been able to change the law upon which they are trialing him with. So you see everything going on. They're trying him using a repealed law. They are just going on because they have him and because he is a certain kind of person. But we have gathered here today to support Mazi AGK because this is not about IPOB, this is not about Biafra, this is about a person, and this is about injustice being meted upon humans. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not the only person undergoing this, but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the symbol of the injustice in Nigeria. And through him, the whole world will come to know that Nigeria is a lawless country that do not understand their law, nor even know what their law holds. They have their constitution right in front of them, but it's just mapped in colors. They don't understand what they have. They have gone against their own law in their constitution. They are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wrongly, unjustly, and illegally. It's against their law. It's against their constitution. It's against international human rights constitution as well. So it's an extraordinary rendition that has been meted upon Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is against human rights, and UK, the United Kingdom, the forebears of democracy, the forebears of human rights, have sat on the fence for years, saying that they can't do anything about it because of the trade that they have with Nigeria, because of the relationship they have in Nigeria. But just as I mentioned, last week, Tuesday, I had a meeting with the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, and these are the points that I raised. If you're talking about diplomacy, you've talked about holding your relationship diplomatically with Nigeria. You cannot interfere. We are not asking you to interfere. Interference, from basic understanding of English, is coming to Nigeria and saying, hand this man over to us, no trial. But as a diplomatic field or application, you go to Nigeria, you say to Nigeria, upon what law are you trialing this man? We need to go through it. Number one, how is he here in your country? Being that he traveled on British passport, How has he come to be here, present with you? The United Kingdom government says behind the curtain that yes, this is extraordinary rendition, but they have not come out to the public to accept, to own up, to call Nigeria out to say this is called extraordinary rendition. So the UK being silent is complicit. So it means that they are complicit to this very crime. And thirdly, can you ask the Nigerian government, how is it run your own personal medical analysis on this man? He is ill. He is not feeling well. But you allow Nigeria to do whatever they want to do in impunity, with impunity. They alter his health results. There is constant alteration of law. There is constant alteration of his health report. And you're not saying anything. There's nothing wrong with it. And these people are there playing around like they're kids, that they don't know what they're doing just because you want to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu based on his ethnicity, not because he's done anything. This is a politically induced ordeal that he's going through. So going through this, you are not saying anything about it. They continue to play around, faff around like kids, and amend charges, using charges that is not there in the law, continuously altering his health report, saying that he's well when he's not. How could you go to the medical representative or the medical practitioner who carried out medical analysis on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on that one point, asking him to change his health report? What do you have to gain? So this is what we're asking the United Kingdom government to ask Nigeria. This is the diplomacy that we expect you to exhibit, to implement. Not to say, oh, giving back to us, but ask these questions, and then you will find out the truth that the injustice in Nigeria, it is about time we call a spade a spade. It is not just about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It could be you tomorrow. It could be anyone else. So standing up for the truth is what makes us human. But because you don't like someone doesn't mean you call evil good. Otherwise, evil will befall you for the rest of your life. So let's stand up for this justice and speak truth to power, asking them to do what is right before it becomes too late. Thank you.
Thank you. Lord.